Good morning, grade 4. How are you today? Today, our lesson. What is the water cycle? What is the water cycle? It's a very interesting lesson. All of you here. The learning objectives. To know how water moves through the water cycle. To know how water moves through the water cycle. To understand the role of the sun as energy source in this process. Forms of water. Forms of water: solid, liquid, gas. So what is it, the form of water? Solid, liquid, gas. Solid, liquid, gas. Solid like ice, sleet, snow. Liquid like rain, fog, and mist. Gas like the water vapor. Water vapor. The first step in the water cycle is evaporation. What is it? Evaporation. The sun heats liquid water on earth surface to evaporate. If you see here at this picture, look at the pointer here. You see here, this is the water on earth's surface. The sun will heat the water, and what will happen for the water? Excellent. It will evaporate. So, what is the meaning of evaporation? Is the change from liquid water to water vapor. What is it, the water vapor? Is a gas in air, a gas in air. And you remember in the previous lesson, I told you that the water vapor is invisible gas. Now, the second one, condensation. All of you repeat it. Condensation. The water vapor rises into the air. Again, the water vapor rises into the air. And what will happen for this water vapor? It cools. It will cool. As it cools, the vapor changes into tiny water droplets. You see here, this is the water droplets. Here we have water droplets on the plant. Usually you find it early in the morning. This process is called condensation. Again, what we call it? Condensation. Now, recycled water. Recycled water. Now, the sun will heat the water. What will happen for the water? Will evaporate. Evaporate. Okay. After evaporate, the water vapor rises into the air, and what will happen? It will condense. This is clouds. Clouds form when water vapor in the atmosphere cools and condense and condense. Now, precipitation. All of you repeat it. Precipitation. This is the third step. Precipitation. Cloud form when water droplets, I show you now, and ice crystals gather in the atmosphere. So the water droplets and ice crystals gather in the atmosphere. These droplets and the crystals can combine and grow larger, and they fall back to earth as rain, snow, sleet, or hail. What is the meaning of a precipitation? Any form of water that falls to earth. So, what is the meaning of a precipitation? Any form of water that falls to earth. This is the precipitation. Okay, precipitation falls in many forms. This is rain, snow, it's like the cotton if you touch it, hail, and this is sleet. Sleet. Water cycle. All of you, open your books, please, in page 273, and let's underline. Earth water exists in 3 different phases. As I show you, solid, liquid, and gas. Now, the sun heats liquid water on Earth's surface. The water changes into a gas called water vapor. This process is called evaporation. What we call this process? Evaporation. The water changes into a gas. What we call this gas? Water vapor. Now, what happened for the water vapor? Water vapor rises into the air and cools. As it cools, the water vapor changes into droplets. The water vapor changes into droplets of liquid water. What we call this process? Who can tell me? Condensation. Excellent. Now, clouds form when water droplets and ice crystals gather in the atmosphere. These droplets and the crystals can combine and grow larger. Now, what is the meaning of a precipitation? Any form of water that falls to earth is called precipitation. Again, any form of water that falls to earth is called precipitation. Now, types of precipitation include rain, snow, sleet, and hail. Now look at the rain cloud. Could the water falling as rain fall again in the future as snow? Explain. Yes, this water may move from Earth's surface to the atmosphere in cold weather. It may fall as snow. If the weather very cold, it will fall as snow. Now the water cycle. What is the meaning of the water cycle? The movement of water from Earth's surface to the atmosphere and back again. What we call it? Water cycle. So again, the movement of water from Earth's surface to the atmosphere, and back again to the Earth's surface. What we call it? Water cycle. Now here we have a diagram. We will solve this diagram, and tomorrow we will complete it. We will complete this diagram. Now the first step we will study it today: evaporation. Evaporation. Energy from the sun heat liquid water on the Earth's surface. The water changed to a gas. Who remember what we call this gas? I will give you time to solve it. All of you write it. Excellent. It's water vapor. Water vapor. Okay, my dear students, today we finish our lesson today, and tomorrow we will complete this lesson. Thank you for your listening.